In this session plan, I'm going to walk you through several different yoga poses. To prevent injury before doing yoga, it's important to do a warm-up, so this can consist of 5 minutes of aerobic exercise and some dynamic stretches such as arm swings, neck exercises, and just some full body stretches. The first yoga exercise is going to be the bridge pose. Firstly, on a padded surface, lie on the floor with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Pressing your feet and arms down, lift your buttocks off the floor, but don't forget to exhale. Lift up until your thighs are directly parallel to the floor. Keep your knees directly over your heels. Stay in this pose anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. The next yoga exercise is going to be the cobra pose. Begin on your belly with your feet hip distance apart and your hands placed down beside your ribs. Extend your feet back and press down with all 10 toenails to activate your quadriceps. Pressing down lightly on the floor, start to raise your head and chest upwards. Hold this pose for 5 to 10 breaths and then return back down to the yoga mat. The next yoga exercise is called the cat pose. Firstly, start in the tabletop position, making sure your knees are directly below your hips. As you exhale, round your spine towards the ceiling, making sure your shoulders and knees stay in position. Hold this position for 5 to 10 breaths and then come back to the neutral tabletop position. The next yoga position is called the camel pose. Firstly, begin kneeling with your thighs perpendicular to the floor and your knees and feet hip distance apart. Extend your feet and press down all 10 toenails, and then you need to spin your inner thighs back. With your pelvis in a neutral position, root down from the top of your feet to your knees. Bring your palms together in front of your sternum and drop your chin down. Hold for 5 to 10 breaths, leading with your sternum, and then relax on the yoga mat. The next yoga exercise is the dolphin pose. This strengthens your core, arms, and legs. Whilst on the floor, set your knees directly below your hips and your forearms. Firmly press your palms together and your forearms into the floor. Curl your toes, exhale, and lift your knees away from the floor. Firm your shoulder blades against your back and hold your head between your upper arms. Don't let your head rest heavily against the floor. Stay in this position between 30 seconds and a minute. Then you can exhale and return to a relaxed position. The next yoga position is the dolphin plank pose. This strengthens and tones the core, thighs, and arms. This one goes well with the last yoga position, which was the dolphin pose. So you start in that position and then you walk your feet back until your shoulders are directly over your elbows. Pressing your inner forearms and elbows tightly against the floor, firm your shoulder blades, making sure they're away from your spine. Stay in this position anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. Then you can relax back on the yoga mat and exhale. The next yoga position is the bound angle pose. This really helps to open up your hips and it really helps with posture. Start by sitting on the yoga mat, pressing forward with your feet together. Make sure to spin your inner thighs down. Feel your tailbone dropping towards the floor with the bowl of your pelvis upright. Maintain this position, drawing your feet towards your groin. Open the soles of your feet as if they were 2 pages of a book and place them together. Hold this anywhere from 10 breaths to 2 minutes. Then you can relax and exhale. The last yoga position is the extended puppy pose. This yoga position is really good for the whole of the body as it stretches it all, especially the spine. Firstly, get onto the yoga mat onto all fours. Make sure that your shoulders are above your wrists and hips are above your knees. As you exhale, move your buttocks halfway down towards your heels. Keep your arms active and don't let your elbows touch any of the ground. Drop your forehead down and keep a slight curve in your lower back. This will allow you to get a really good stretch. Breathe into your back, feeling your spine lengthen in both directions. Hold this from 30 seconds to a minute, then you can relax on the yoga mat. Once you've completed the yoga exercises, make sure that you do a cool down. This is really important to prevent injury and to lower the heart rate. Start by doing some aerobic exercise such as a slow jog or a slow walk. Then follow this up with some light stretches. We will now see Kayla demonstrating the yoga exercises for us.
Is it on?
Yep.
Okay, Lauren, just so you know, you're the only person I would do this for. I also got up out of bed for this, so you're welcome. I'm only gonna hold it for like 4 seconds. I don't know how long you want me to hold it for. We'll pretend that I held it for a really long time. Are you going?
Yep.
It actually feels kind of good. Okay. I don't think I'm breathing. Okay.
Go.
I'm gonna fall over. Literally, goodbye. Oh, hamstrings. Ow! Okay, should we let you? I used to do this in gymnastics class. Butterfly, where are you going today? I am really not flexible.